Okay, so again, you can solve any quadratic by completing the square, even if it's in this long kind of format like this. You just first have to be able to write it in this form, x squared plus bx equals d, which means that all you're going to have to do with this is rearrange it a little bit. You're going to have to get rid of this c and the a. You're going to have to move it over. So you would first subtract that c over, and then you would divide everything out by a. So let me show you what that would look like. If you're given this trinomial and you're asked to solve this, rather than graphing or something like that, we can solve it by completing the square. Let's first get it into this format. So the first thing that I'm going to do is rearrange this. I'm going to get rid of this 8. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. That's going to leave me with 2x squared plus 20x. This cancels, equals a positive 8. And now I need it in this format, so I need to get rid of that 2. So I have to divide everything by 2 on the left side and on the right side. So that'll cancel this out here. I'll be left with x squared plus 20 divided by 2 is 10x equals 4. Okay, so that's the only new thing when it's in this form, is you have to first rearrange it. Now that it's in this form that I like, I can just go about completing the square as I have been. So this is my b, and I need to take half of b and then square it and tack it onto both sides. So b is 10, and half of that is 5. 5 squared is 25. So that's my newly created c that I'm going to add to the end here, and I'm going to add it here. So I'm left with x squared plus 10x plus 25 equals, I've added it here, now I need to add it here, 29, because 4 plus 25 is 29. Okay? Now, in order to solve this, I need to factor this side. I need to factor this polynomial. And it's really simple to do now because it's a perfect square trinomial. X squared is a perfect square and 25 is a perfect square. So I know that as a binomial, this is going to be x plus 5 times x plus 5, because 5 times 5 is 25, 5 plus 5 is 10. So it's going to be x plus 5 squared equals 29. And now if I'm solving for x, I need to get rid of this squared first. So I'm going to take the square root over here and the square root over here. Okay, that's going to cancel this out. And I'm left with x plus 5 equals positive and negative, and you're like, shoot, 29 is not a perfect square. That's okay. That's why you learned how to estimate that. You could just type that into your calculator, the square root of 29, and we'll estimate or approximate it to about 5.39. So it's going to be positive and negative 5.39. And now you'll need to break that off into two separate equations. So that's x plus 5 is 5.39, and x plus 5 equals negative 5.39. Okay, so here if I'm solving for x, I'll subtract 5 from both sides. That's going to leave me with x equals 0.39, 0.39. And if I subtract 5 over here, that's going to leave me with x equals negative 10.39. So my two solutions to this quadratic are x equals 0.39 and x equals negative 10.39.